I Hey guys. Today I'm being joined by uh by Connor and Rohan, aka
So,
the handler for Invictus Media, and we're going to respond to Hasan Piker's lovely take on Kyle Rittenhouse and well is like his response to like Tucker Carlson interviewing Rittenhouse. We all know this is going to be lovely and fun, but let's get on with the video.
what's up? What's up, everyone?
Oh, sorry. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Connor, and I don't know what I'm doing here.
Hi, I'm Rohan, and I also don't know what I'm doing here.
Right. As you can see, we're all very well organized and have
Yes.
had this well planned. Also,
Yes.
Yes.
can you hear what Tucker's saying? Or
Can you? No, I can't hear it.
No, not really.
oh, fudge sakes.
But the good
Is it?
thing is we can't hear what Hasan's saying because I don't think any of us want to do that.
Oh, yeah. I'm not. He never articulates what he says properly, and he doesn't say anything like meaningful. At least like other streamer, they at least end up saying something meaningful, whether it be what. But he seems like he's vomiting out his takes.
Yeah. And like the thing is, you sort of know when he doesn't know what he's saying because like he'll overload his point with swearing.
How
Yeah,
do you
and
see
he
the?
also he also lashes out against people. So one of Destiny's friends said something about the Rittenhouse trial, something like a small counter argument, and Hassan went on this huge swearing rant.
during high school.
Oh,
Yeah, I can hear it
Okay,
now.
all right,
yeah.
good.
Worked as a
But do you see it though?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can full screen it if you want.
and a fry cook to help support his family. Last year, he got into college at Arizona State, and he's very proud of it. In the world Kyle Rittenhouse grew up in, it is not a given that kids go to college. It's not even close. During the course of our long conversation, Kyle Rittenhouse struck us as bright, decent, sincere, dutiful, and hardworking. Exactly the person you'd want many more of in your country. Kyle Rittenhouse just wanted to keep violent lunatics from setting fire to cars.
Bro, if you're hardworking, if you were part of janitorial staff, like you get to do kills. If you worked hard, you should be allowed to do some kills. I love this. This is actually the way we view cops. Like this is the way Republicans have viewed cops for the longest time, and now they're just making everyone a cop. In America, the
No.
only two
The reason is because everyone loves yell about, oh my God, Kyle Rittenhouse has so much white privilege. Hassan has 50 trillion times more privilege than Kyle Rittenhouse ever did. The same people who are yapping about him on like national television, with like huge $1 million shows, yapping about how Kyle Rittenhouse has like white privilege. Rittenhouse is a middle class kid, right? He's living with a single mother, and he had to do jobs to keep his like family afloat. Yet the people with cushy jobs with like $1 million shows and all, they get to tell Rittenhouse is white privilege.
Yeah, and also like his point on how this is it shows how they have no argument when it's just they just need like a few buzzwords, right? Like Republicans, cops, kill. You just you put those three words in a sentence, so argument done. Like that's not even a coherent point in that like oh they're making everyone cops. Let's continue with what else he has to say because I'm sure it's much more uh filled with content.
professions where you can make money is influencer that sells t-shirts or a cop. And if you don't want to actually go through the minimal amount of training that police have to go through, then all you need to do is become a vigilante and we'll treat you like a cop as long as you're like a conservative and you love cops. It's great.
Yeah, the reason that the police like align with the so-called vigilantes is because of the increased rioting and lack of police presence, and well, also the great amount of like protests,
Also, was the
which
Capitol Police also conservative when they shot Ashley Babbitt?
yeah, it's
Okay,
based when they
I
did
must
that.
say.
yeah,
I
but
must say.
I'd like to bring up one point which he brought about police training. Most of like especially that Business Insider article, right? They're comparing some random rural areas in America and their police training. And
Mm.
there's much difference between that and like in New York City's police training,
It depends on
which
the
is
level of crime.
yeah,
New
which
York
is
has
much more vigorous and like people apparently apply from around the world to that department. So once again, disingenuous argument, but that's what we've come to expect from this guy.
yeah, AGW also did some videos about like the New York police and stuff where they have to do a lot of Comstat. They have to do a lot of like other work and kind of things like Comstat with it, so they can like map where the crime is and stuff. So it's quite sophisticated. They had like programs to like reduce crimes.
Yeah.
that involved like mapping where the crime was and putting the police there. So yeah, it was much more sophisticated. It's much more sophisticated in a city like New York, where there is like a high potential for crime because of like a metropolitan area, as apart from like another like a more rural town with maybe less crime and less population.
Okay.
It's upsetting because Kenosha is my community, and I just was upset seeing my community up in flames.
Yeah, I bet you were. So you're at your friend's house that night. You've come back from working as a lifeguard.
Yes.
You decide to go in. First, you're cleaning up graffiti, correct?
Yes. So,
Dude, what is this? This is not an interview, bro. Is he just coaching him on how to answer questions? Like, these are the most loaded. You know, you were doing a really good job saving people's lives and also cleaning up graffiti. I mean, that was pretty crazy. Kind of wild how good of a guy you are. There was an orphanage that was on fire that you also saved babies from, right? I mean, a lot of orphans were saved on that day by you.
we wake up in the morning and we're talking like, let's go help our community. Let's go see what we can do.
I love cleaning up graffiti with an AR-15.
What? Wait a second. No, that's bullshit. There's no way.
Yeah, no, I
Self-defense.
think one of the first news articles that came out from like after this incident last year was one from the New York Post, and clearly in that you can see him wiping graffiti.
Yeah, and there's no AR-15. There's no AR-15 in his
Yeah, there's
hand.
no AR-15 in that. The AR-15 was primarily was like with him when like during the vicinity of the riots when there was like a dustbin on fire and stuff.
Yes, it wasn't. Hasan is full of shit. He hasn't done any research. I guarantee you. He has
Yeah.
not watched the trial. He has not watched a single one of those videos. He's just laughing from whatever he heard. TYT
Yeah.
is saying negatively of it, so he just has to follow his uncle.
Yeah.
Although, like, you know, Hasan has basically surpassed his uncle a million times over at this point.
Yeah.
I don't care, dude.
That's what
I
I
think
do
his
when I
uncle
want
more,
to
to be
clean
honest.
up
I think his uncle
graffiti.
is slightly more reasonable.
Save my community. I like shooting the walls with the AR-15. That's just how I do it. Yeah, his community being 30 minutes 30 minutes away from his house in a different state. You know, that's just this
His
community.
father lived there.
Stay in your community, okay?
His father lived there. His
Yeah, and
best
also he
friend
worked
lived there. His old father's his father's parents or his grandparents lived there. His aunt lived there. What the
Yeah.
fuck, Hasan?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
I
may not
believe
have like
his
lived there, but like he had a pretty like close connection. Also, like his friend who like was dating like
Yeah,
his
Rittenhouse's
sister.
sister was dating Dominic Black, I think.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
also we'll actually use that
He
use that
also
information
worked at
for
a
later.
YMCA there. He also worked at a YMCA there.
yeah, and also this
Oh,
wait.
Oh, and
One more thing.
even this guy in green says his dad lives there. You twat. Okay, yeah. So
Yeah.
even his own.
And that's one thing that I wanted to bring up in this video, which is that even his own chat is going at him for this, which shows that like at this point I don't have any opinion polls on this, but I'd assume that like 60 to 70% of America believes that Kyle is innocent. So the other
Even-
30% are obviously politically motivated.
Okay.
100%. Then anyone who's watched a trial knows that he's innocent. Unless you're David
Yeah.
Pakman and just being
Yeah.
The smoke coming from the car source that was burnt down, and it was quite upsetting because that was somebody's business that got destroyed.
Yeah. So you said to the people who own the car lot, I want to protect your cars. And they said, yes, please.
I said, hey, if you, I asked if they needed any help, and they said yes, if you can.
This part is there is conflicting statements on this. Some say that the owner of the car lot didn't tell him or told his a friend that they wouldn't mind if someone was like, they're protecting their business or anything like that. Ultimately, it's psychotic. You can't have the owner of the car lot should be charged as well.
Wait.
Mind
Actually,
if car lot
let me see that.
So if they needed any help, and they said yes, if you can.
This part is there is conflicting statements on this. Some say that the owner of the car lot didn't tell him or told his a friend that they wouldn't mind if someone was like, they're protecting their business or anything like that. Ultimately, it's psychotic. You can't have the owner of the car lot should be charged as well. You can't just have like, oh, are you a 17-year-old with an AR-15? Can you please defend our car lot? Think about that for a second. In the United States of America, this person in the most popular news broadcast in the country could just be like, yeah, I'm a 17-year-old at the time. and I had an
17,
AR-15 at
17.
the time. And a used car lot was like, defend my used car lot, please, with your AR-15. Like a 17-year-old. Like we got fucking hired child soldiers, to murk motherfuckers with. Of course, there were no cars there, by the way, in the lot, but that's different.
They have
Okay,
a hard
wait.
job.
Can you pause for a
What?
second?
They didn't really.
Yep.
There were
Which car was
numerous
it?
photos of the car dealership, like showing, I believe, the cars burnt down. So if he's
Yeah, there
saying
were
that
cars.
if he's saying that there weren't any cars there, I wonder why. Must be something to do with the rioters.
Also in
Second
the
of all,
car. Okay, yeah, you can continue.
there are he called Kyle Rittenhouse a child soldier, which I find very stupid.
Yeah. Also, the car lot that Kyle Rittenhouse was in clearly had cars in it. Very clearly. And I think it was
Yeah,
one of the car lots that was fully burned down, and Kyle Rittenhouse was supposed to protect the other one. He said that in the interview.
yeah.
Yep.
Oh, really? It's a shame we defunded the police, so Kyle had to do this. The cops' budget was reduced to zero, so he had no choice but to hire 17-year-olds at Hasan Abi. Did you see that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna make that point, but thank you, Aqua Cadet. Thank you, Aqua Cadet.
Even his chat's going against
Yeah.
him. Holy shit.
Support they needed. The National Guard should have been called August 23rd, but the city of Kenosha failed.
For the record, oh man, it's such a shame that the cops were defunded so they couldn't fucking like defend the community or whatever from the riots. No,
Yes,
motherfucker.
thank you, Hasan.
Cops are the ones who have the opportunity, and I've talked about this a million, gajillion, gorillion times throughout the ongoing George Floyd protests. Cops know how to agitate. They know how to escalate, and they know how to de-escalate. Cops during the BLM.
Same with protesters. They're also able to. Everyone has the knowledge in how to actually agitate and increase the severity of the situation. What's your
And
how
also,
should I put it?
Hasan said, shame we defunded the police. That's kind of based, isn't it?
Yeah.
Uh,
No, this thing. I like to bring up one point, which is this thing. He said that the cops agitate. He basically implied saying that the cops agitated this riot. If you look at any of the Rittenhouse shooting photos, you won't see a cop anywhere. In fact, the only
Yeah.
time the cops show up are after this thing,
Yeah.
or after they find out about the shootings, and
after
that's when
Rittenhouse
Kyle
turns
Rittenhouse puts
himself
his
in.
hands up. He puts his hands up and surrenders.
Yeah.
So like this shooting came about because the police weren't there to be proactive and whatnot, not because they agitated the shooting.
Protests would just exclusively hit the fucking escalation of violence with the use of force. It was not because they were defunded. They were there. As a matter of fact, they pushed the crowd that was protesting over near where the fucking armed militia members were. They funneled them towards the armed militia members. I wonder why.
Wait,
What? Does he
where's
have a
the evidence
citation
for
on
this?
this?
Like, where's his source for this?
What is his
You know,
source? Does
yeah,
he
and
provide?
also,
Does he ever provide sources? This man?
and one
Like
more thing.
a few times, but like clearly he's not providing a source. Usually, like the
Okay.
editor provides the source, like in his videos. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so this thing, the cops force them towards the quote agitators. That logic only works if the protesters are very crowded towards each other. But if you look at the Rittenhouse shooting, they're very separated from each other. Like this is why Kyle was able to run through one or two of them. So like this logic of the police were forcing them into some place doesn't really hold up.
Yeah.
They literally engaged in, and as they engaged in time and time again, strategy known as kettling and corralling. The tactic that they actually learned from the IDF, the Israeli Defense Force, in the aftermath of 9/11. It is a counterterrorism action that the IDF taught American police forces all around the country. And on that night, they were still pushing people towards or guiding people towards where the armed militia members were.
Did anyone say anything?
No. Yeah, I just.
But
Does he have a citation on this? That's all I'm wondering. Like
yeah,
on
like
any like that the Kenosha police were doing this.
Yeah.
no, and moreover, like I've heard this IDF claim from a lot of leftists, but I've never seen like a definite source on it. Like, why will the IDF, one of the most like Israel's military is one of the most active militaries because of like how violent Hamas is. So why
Yeah.
will they waste their time coming to America, like treating some random, or like teaching some random police departments? Like
Maybe
I don't want to go around yelling anti-Semitism, but I don't really know what to say.
You've been criticized for carrying a firearm into the scene, but it's obvious from the tape that a lot of people, you were not the only one with a firearm. There were rioters with firearms. Was that obvious to you?
Yes.
Yeah. Those are the bad guys with guns, and he's the good guy with guns. Remember, because they're on the bad
Yes.
side of the political spectrum, whereas he's on the good side of the political spectrum, which is why him having a gun there is actually good. The other people having a gun there is bad.
Can you pause it?
yeah.
Yeah, sorry, it's just that what's funny thing is that Kyle Rittenhouse is on the right side and the protest on the wrong side. Kyle Rittenhouse is a pro. He said he's pro BLM, he's pro peaceful protest. And when
Yeah.
asked about his politics, he said he's largely apolitical, but he supports Andrew Yang. Oh my God, what a right wing Nazi, bro! Oh my God, holy crap!
Yeah,
I'm
and
actually seething right now how right wing this man is.
yeah, no, also, you could argue that Hasan actually believes in a good guy with a gun, since who was that guy that survived, the so-called medic, like
Cage,
Gregor, whatever his name is,
Cage Grosskreutz.
yeah, like he had a gun as well. And here's the thing, it was actually illegal, but
Yeah.
it turns out like Kyle, because
Yeah.
like he was in like Wisconsin, like personally I wouldn't like allow like 18-year-olds to like I mean no, under 18-year-olds to like have a firearm. But like one, even so, it would be a minor misdemeanor. And like two, like the way Kyle had it, like because it was like short, sort of, and what else, because it was a long one, like HAW like goes through the whole like history of it. And like was it like he can't own it but he can use it, or something like that, like
Yeah,
that.
I think it's
Yeah,
something along those lines.
yeah,
It's
so
also
that
something to do with like the rifle size or something.
yeah,
The barrel size, length of the barrel.
yeah, like I don't want to like go uh through it, like make the stream a bit long, so that's why. But okay, I'm gonna resume this.
Yeah.
I personally think everyone having a gun at a protest is bad, for the record. I just want people to understand that's my position. I've said this time and time again. I think that having a gun immediately fucking increases the likelihood that that gun will be used. It's an immediate escalation. It will turn.
Nope.
Well, I wouldn't
If-
say like immediate, but even so, there are people who are going to break those rules, and then you would need a person with another gun to help neutralize that threat.
Okay,
Yeah,
and
go
also
on.
let me say this. If you're open carrying a rifle, you are telling people to not engage with you, otherwise you will shoot them. That is the de-escalation of force. You are not escalating force by just open carrying a rifle. If you are threatening people with, then that's a different story. But like, if simply open carrying a rifle is actually meant to deter people from you, trying to not engage in stuff when you're open carrying, because no sensible person would like mess with you if you're open carrying a rifle, especially if they're unarmed.
Into a violent conflict as soon as you pull it out. I think it's a bad idea across the board. Yes, you had an AR-15 at the protest, but others did too. Yeah, exactly. That's silly as fuck.
The first time I saw Rosenbaum was the first time he threatened to kill me. It was at the corner of the car source lot that I was at primarily that night. And I was asking people if they needed medical. And he came up to me and Ryan Balch and he said, "If I catch any of you MFers alone, I'm going to effing kill you."
Had you ever seen him before?
I have not.
So you'd never seen this guy. He walks up
Pakistan,
and threatens to
XQCL.
kill you out of nowhere.
Yes, it was quite shocking. I was like, why would somebody threaten to kill me?
Bro, he is smirking, dude. He's like,
What? No, he's
Or other
not.
people and other videos, even videos that Fox News showed, as a matter of fact, that where some of the people there at the protest were like, "Why are you fucking waving your gun at people and telling them to get out of the car?" That was not used in the court, by the way. I wonder why
Well,
Tucker
like,
Carlson doesn't
Can
ask.
you pause it?
For example,
Wait, so what did he just say? That like apparently Kyle, there were reports of Kyle like waving his gun,
Apparently.
and then
Yeah, and
But
he
that has
said
nothing- That has no relevance to the case, though.
yeah.
He did not do it to Rosenbaum. He did not even do it prior to that. This had nothing to do with the Rosenbaum thing. There's a reason that there was also the reason why when Kyle said, "I want to shoot down those people," when in that 2 weeks before the thing, that was not used in court. And it was also not used in court, whatever their criminal histories was. There was a reason, because that had no bearing to the case. The only
Yeah.
The only bearing of the case was what happened that moment and whether his it wasn't even a matter of an intentional killing, right? Because it was obviously not an intentional killing. It was a matter of whether his use of force, whether his belief that he was like that he was in danger was reasonable.
Okay.
Example, 15 days prior to the event, you saw people that you thought were stealing from a CVS, and you said on video, if only I had my AR-15, I'd shoot at them. What did you mean by this?
Wait, someone basically Kyle's saying that he'd shoot thieves. Oh my, the
Yeah.
horror.
Oh,
No,
Maybe
and
you could
where
argue it was excessive, but it's no way like malicious intent. Like,
he
you
didn't even
know,
have
some
his gun
people.
at the time. This has no bearing to the case. He didn't even have his gun at the time.
Yeah, I mean, these are the people that say punch Nazis. Like, like you know, it's like comes from the same place. Like, you might be, you know, extreme or maybe think extremely like at the time, but like, you know, if that thief's life gets lost, it's not exactly a loss for humanity. Just saying.
You know,
Yeah.
I wonder why he won't ask that. How do you feel that they did not use that footage in the court to show that you had a prior conviction of not conviction in the legal sense, but like prior interest in acting out on this violent desire?
How long after that?
He didn't. That's not,
My days, not a conviction in the legal sense. Wow, wow, such like
also,
smart
Yeah.
points.
and
he
once
had
again, where
Okay.
is the statement? Like, think about it like this: the whole media is against Rittenhouse, right? They'll dig up anything they want on this kid, and no
Hmm.
like media outlet has actually brought up this statement. Like, this is the first time I'm hearing the statement. So where like he can, it's not that hard for him to bring up the statement also, right? Like, you can clearly
Yeah.
see he has the internet. He could have gotten that tab out before. So this, he's just making this up at this point.
I know. I think he did. I think there was like a video of him which he said it, but I don't know. He didn't even have his gun at the time, and it also had no bearing to the case. He could have just been out of frustration seeing people run. Oh my god, I wish I could like protect the bill or whatever, shoot them, whatever. It has no
Yeah.
bearing to the case because it had. Also, Kyle Rittenhouse's will to kill people was so strong that he only killed people who directly attacked him and did not kill anyone else. Even when
Yeah, I
people were
know.
surrendering in front of him,
100% of
left himself
people
vulnerable.
who didn't
Yeah, he
attack
didn't even
Rittenhouse
kill
are
gray
still alive.
shoes thing.
It wasn't even a matter of intentional killing. Like
Hmm.
the judge even ruled that out, and he wasn't a biased judge. Oh my god.
Um,
The racist judge who has "God bless America" on his phone. Therefore, he means he's a Trump supporting conservative.
Yeah.
but if he was, that would be based.
Yeah.
We'll
No,
agree to
apparently
disagree.
the judge is a Democrat appointed judge. So
Yes, he's
that's one
appointed
thing
by
that they
Democrats.
also never
Yeah,
mentioned.
he was appointed by Democrat in like 1982 or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God, what a right winger.
It was about an hour and a half later, and then there was actually a second time he said to the group, "This is the second time he threatened to kill everybody." He said, "I'm gonna effing
Tucker
kill
Carlson
you.
based.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
cut
but
your."
Dude, this is so it's fucking it's a wrap, dude. This is perfect. You know, dead men tell no tales. So obviously, you know, analyze this as you would a cop. And then remember that like a cop
Hasan,
in this situation would even
Hasan.
have more like legal recourse to behave that way. And I would still be critical of the cop in this situation as well. Americans want to live in a world where this person can be, you know, post hoc deputized. Dead men in the aftermath of police brutality cannot tell their side of the story. We have to rely on piecemeal footage parsed together. Same as Kyle in this situation.
Okay,
He
I
literally
am
was
like, you
yelling,
know,
"Shoot me, N-word, on video. The first day it
Yeah.
came out. Shoot me, N-word.
why?
And then
Yeah,
there are
why
a
isn't
mini
why isn't
eyewitness
Rosenbaum
testimony.
cancelled for saying that? I'm just
Oh yeah, I know, right?
like Floyd
I
isn't
mean,
like cancelled for like his, you know, attacking a pregnant woman. Like Jacob Blake isn't like cancelled for his, you know, like abusing like women. Like Rosenbaum isn't like, you know, cancelled for, you
technically he
know.
was cancelled by Kyle, I must say.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm kidding, I'm kidding. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Okay. Yeah, we need to use that meme.
Yeah, he was
Yeah, we
cancelled.
need to make that
Kyle
into a
Rittenhouse
meme.
cancels child molester. Better than all of Twitter.
And also on his point, like, yeah, I'm for like police you know, cameras for police to help
Yeah,
them make
body cams. Yeah,
more
body cams is very
accountable.
reasonable. Body cams
Yeah,
are
and
very
like
reasonable.
sure, like I guess, you know, what it is like what like you know, what he says she says a scenario with like Rittenhouse, so we don't actually know if like Rosenbaum like said wait, I know that he
You
said,
know, there were eyewitnesses as well who confirmed this. It was not just Kyle, it was
okay.
Kyle witnesses, but it was also on video of him saying, "Shoot me, N-word, shoot me, N-word."
Yeah.
So it's not logically
Okay.
inconsistent that he probably threatened him because he was threatening him at the time.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
This is a mistake going on Fox News is making it a politicized spectacle instead of taking the W and going away to live his life. Are you fucking stupid? The whole point is like it's over. He's gonna ride this for the rest of his life, dude. How silly of you to think that this was like, oh man, this is a kid that
He has to ride it for the rest of his life, since otherwise his life, would basically, his life is all kind of ruined. Like unless like,
Yeah, what do
Yeah.
you mean? What do you mean ride it for the rest of his life? He's been slandered over the last year. He's gonna have
Yeah.
to ride that too.
He should ride on the
Yeah.
money that he sues CNN, MSNBC, and
Yeah.
all. And
Yeah,
No, I properly want him. I want this to be Nick Sandman on steroids. Okay,
oh
like
yeah,
Yeah.
we thought
Yeah,
Nick
everyone
Sandman's
wants
two
that.
hundred and fifty million dollars was something good. This should be
Yeah.
chump change in compared to that.
Dude,
Okay.
honestly, no. The thing with Nick Sandman, or to be fair, they slandered him without knowing the full evidence, okay? And then they
Yeah.
corrected it. And even then, it was very egregious because they didn't have the full footage. In this case, the evidence was there for everyone to see from day one, and they still continue to slander him. That's even
Yeah.
worse. Because at least in Sandman, some people eventually somewhat ended up correcting it. But this case, they did not even correct. They didn't even bother correcting.
Like we have Ayanna Presley calling him a domestic terrorist.
Oh, yes. Domestic
That
terrorist,
person
white
on Joy Reid
nationalist.
show calling him
Ilan Omar also said it.
Oh,
calling him a
Omar also
white
said it.
supremacist vigilante. Then we have that new member of the squad calling him a white supremacist
Jamal
domestic
Bowman?
terrorist. Like, come on, man, they should be lawyers should be this thing
Suing the
piling
and,
up
actresses.
for
yeah, and
for these
also
cases.
apparently like Ilana Moa was called like, or implied to be a terrorist by like Lauren Boebert or something like.
Who?
Yeah,
Who was implied terrorist? Ayanna Presley?
Ilan Omar, like apparently
Ilhan Omar.
I need to like double check like
Yeah.
what's
Yeah,
the,
that's a bit of a different thing. We'll address that
Lauren
another time.
Boebert's a fucking idiot, I must say. I don't know what you guys think, but like, I'm not a Lauren Boebert fan.
like
She does look
I've
like Mia
heard.
Khalifa, though.
I haven't heard like good things intellectually about her, but like
She does look like Mia Khalifa, though, so I don't know what to think
Yeah.
about that.
yeah. Wait, fudge. What was I gonna say? Fudge. Oh yeah, and also maybe like considering maybe we could make parallels between like criticism, the conflation of like defaming Muslims with Islamophobia, just like defaming conservatives with Trumpophobia. I don't know. Like
Yeah.
it feels like a
Trump
similar.
derangement syndrome.
Yeah.
that fucked up. Some of you got fed that propaganda and believed it hook, line, and sinker.
Oh,
If you unironically believed it, like this is, oh man, this is a kid who got fucked up. He's so
Rick.
sad. Yeah, that's why he let fucking Tucker Carlson's news crew into his house while the trial was ongoing because he felt so conflicted about it, right? They literally started cutting the documentary the moment that this went to fucking trial. You understand that, right? So dumb of you to like actually think that this is a person who's like genuinely conflicted about it. He's been coached. He's
like
dude, he
you
has
know what?
no evidence.
What
for
is
that.
it?
He's
Grieve,
just
grieve
yelling.
the guy that starts with a G, like who got shot by Kyle. He also like when on the
Gage.
news, like
Yeah.
Gage, like during the trial, like yeah. I'm just gonna call
Oh.
him the G guy. I don't want to like respect him
GG.
in any way, but yeah, GG.
he's doing well. He's a lot better with his media training now than he was before.
This
He's
is
going to be a
fucking
fucking
slander,
Republican
dude. This is
congressman.
actually slander.
Hey, Hasan, I'm generally a fan of your channel, but you're being way too harsh to Rittenhouse right now. He comes across as rational in this interview. I suggest thinking about it from his perspective. Dude, this is the George Zimmerman case for Zoomers, okay?
I wonder if Hasan knows what color George Zimmerman is.
Isn't he like? Is he what? Isn't he like Latin or something?
Yeah,
Latino?
Hispanic. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and not even
Latinx.
white
Wait, this
Hispanic,
thing.
like brown.
Latinx.
How is this the George Zimmerman case for Zoomers? Because the Trayvon Martin case, which is what it should be called, was a Hispanic man shooting a black kid. This is a white kid shooting three white people that attacked him.
Amazing.
Three older people, might I add. All
Yes.
three of whom have some very nice and long criminal histories. So this is no way like a parallel.
Amazing.
Yeah.
If you see yourself as like a white kid, okay, on the internet who dukes it out with other people regularly, if you have those like 4chan style fucking crumbs,
He doesn't know his race. How the fuck does he know his race? He just applied his race by his political take. Holy shit.
Left in the back of your brain, if you have that kind of brain rot, you are going to see this as a sympathetic plight. You're going to see this as a fellow traveler who is behaving in a way that you would want to behave in order for you to believe Kyle Rittenhouse's testimony, and in order for you to believe Kyle Rittenhouse in general, there are a couple things that you also have to believe in subsequently. Okay, there are a couple premises that you have to believe. One, that he was legitimately convinced and concerned with protecting his community. And two,
wait, did you ask me to pause?
Yeah, I just wanted to say this is kind of racist. He's implying that just because if you're white, that means you have like, you want to act in like a way that you want to act like a vigilante or someone who wants to shoot other people. That's fucking racist, mate.
Maybe Hasan has been thinking like that since he's basically white, like Turkish.
Dude, he's so fucking racist. Holy shit.
Yeah.
The only way that he could do that is by grabbing a weapon that he legally had no right to have on him. I don't give a fuck what the judge decided. Okay.
Oh, dude, what? He knows more than the judge.
Wisconsin law, sorry, mate.
He knows more Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Plus, he was right. There were like exceptions made according to barrel size, which literally according to Wisconsin law. So he dropped the charge, and the prosecution and the defense agreed to this. But no,
and also minor misdemeanor
on the law. He's the expert on the law. He's very expert. He's big brain on the law. More than Judge Schroeder, who's been doing this for who knows how many years now. No. This man is the real truth teller about the law in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And by standing outside of a fucking empty gas station and also an empty car lot, that is ridiculous. I'm sorry. I cannot live in a world where I believe that. That is an insane fucking thing to believe. And some of you can believe that. And the reason why knows more than the judge, Omega Lol. Dude, wait, really?
Yeah.
Kyle Rittenhouse there to hunt? You think he was on a hunting trip and that's why he was carrying that AR-15? Or do you think that the
hunting for pedos?
What?
Judge was extremely lenient and allowed to use something that was inappropriate in that?
Nothing hard candy Rittenhouse edition.
That circumstance, a loophole, if you will, to drop a fucking misdemeanor carry charge. I guess he was there to hunt, right?
Yeah, I'll admit, I consider like, you know,
it's innocent. If the law gives you exceptions and you follow that exception, then yes, you have to acquit him on that exception.
Yeah,
it's not like the judge.
I agree that it's, you know, a loophole, but like again, like minor misdemeanor, it's not as like big of a deal as you think. Kyle would have been allowed
There's
to.
a reason
like,
why the charges were dropped.
Yeah.
Because the judge knew that there was a loophole. He said like the thing was badly worded. So it's with the defense and the prosecution agreeing on that they should drop it.
And also, like, you know, Kyle, like it was given to him by his, you know, sister's boyfriend, a friend of Kyle's. So so it's, you know, it's more like the adding of like a few like maybe not so convenient like occurrences, which
also I think what happened was it was actually Dominic Black's gun. So Kyle actually did not own that gun. Dominic Black owned it until Kyle turned 18, and then Kyle was going to get ownership of it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Because the barrel of the fucking rifle was long enough to be considered a hunting rifle, even though you can't use that rifle for hunting, technically. The first instance is relatable, though. The second part is that it is not okay. No person, no matter the age, should go to a damn riot/protest and actively try to intimidate angry people with weapons, especially with a fucking rifle and alone, Lamau. The first instance is not relatable either. What is this bullshit? You find it relatable? You see people angry at police brutality. You see people getting their fucking heads bashed in by cops, and you see angry retaliation after an escalation by the police force. And you think
there for BLM.
Oh wait, guys, I'm just gonna like check if this is actually streaming. Like, okay, apparently it's streaming. All right. So,
bro, you almost scared me for a second there, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Also, Rosenbaum was not there, like protesting police brutality. He was like I think he left his mental institution. I don't know mental institution, but I think he left his institution.
He left the mental institution on the same day.
Yeah, and then he was told not to go there, but he went there by his girlfriend, but he went there anyway, and he started yelling the N-word at Kyle. Oh man, what a big supporter of Black Lives, yelling the N-word at people. Yeah. Absolute legend. Black Lives
Matter. They probably gave him the N-word pass when he joined the protest, though.
Okay, that is okay then.
I'm gonna fucking get my murder stick and go out on the streets. That's relatable to you? Oh, I want to go defend someone else's private property. That's relatable
Yes.
to you? That's so
Yeah.
fucking stupid.
Rooftop
That's not a
cranes.
relatable thing at all.
Okay, maybe it's not relatable, but it's heroic in a way and something we
In
should
some way. I
aspire
mean,
to.
it's stupid, but at the same time, he had a noble cause. I mean, in the sense that he wanted to like defend someone's property.
Yeah.
I don't think it's
For
what he tried to do was immoral, but like, yeah.
Be a relatable thing for you at all. If it was his dad's shop, that's one thing. If it was his own fucking house, that's one thing. I'm sorry, I will not and I cannot go along with this lie. This lie that there was a genuine interest by Kyle Rittenhouse to go and defend someone else's private property. Sorry, we should never help our neighbors. So here's the thing. A situation occurred. Why do you feel the need to lie to make it seem more sympathetic than it actually is? Was he defending his neighbors? No, he was not doing that. He was defending an empty gas station and an empty used car lot. So why did you feel the need to lie there? You felt the need to lie there because you know the truth is not as.
That's not the
he-
point.
He
He
did a
was saying he would not
hypothetical
help
to make
other
you.
people. This was somebody who worked in his community, who worked in his
Yeah,
thing.
like
And
it
plus, the
was a
gas station did have cars.
hypothetical.
The thing that he was defending did have like some cars left.
Yeah, and one more thing. If we're on the subject of neighbors and like who shouldn't be in what city, I bet most of these protesters are outside Kenosha.
And they lived farther
100%.
away
Like
than Kyle.
even
Gage and Hubert lived
Grosskreutz.
farther away than Kyle.
Gage Grosskreutz traveled a longer
Cross
distance than
state
Kyle
lines.
Rittenhouse did.
Yes, but he did not cross state lines, which means automatically
Yeah.
what Gage did was more justified.
No, and it's very funny how like borders are an imaginary line when we're talking about the southern border. But
Oh yeah,
all
but
of a
the
sudden, when it's a line between two states, oh, state lines, we must
state lines.
have cops at these borders checking out everyone who passes.
But isn't
And also
America
one more
right to
thing,
travel?
I like how he's grown into arguing with his chat.
Amazing. Even his own echo chamber chat disagrees with him. That says
Some
something.
fucking argument to build. That's precisely why you chose to lie in this situation. That lie actually betrays your point of view. If you feel the need to lie in that situation to make it seem more appropriate, you also recognize, just like I do, that this is an inappropriate fucking premise. So thank you for admitting exactly what I've been saying. I read the statute. If Rittenhouse had been carrying a nunchuck, that charge wouldn't have been dropped. So that's the other thing. Like, they literally fucking used the loophole that like the barrel is long enough to be considered a hunting rifle. And that is a reasonable that's a reasonable statute to have, because you don't want to arrest people that are going on hunting trips with their fucking dad. Okay. If you're like a kid and you're going on, you're going out to hunt with your dad, a cop stops you guys or whatever, there's no reason to fucking get a misdemeanor carry charge. So that's understandable. You can't use that, however, or you shouldn't be able to use that, however, in a situation where you purposely fucking were open carrying as a 17-year-old an AR fucking 15, which is not a hunting rifle. The Arbery case illustrates your points. The shooter is claiming self-defense there because he lived. Self-defense in these claims is reduced to shoot or be shot. Exactly. That's precisely why the American gun culture is fucking psychotic.
Arbery's killers were found guilty. What the hell is wrong with you, Hasan?
Yeah.
Openly carry a
Dude,
fucking
what
murder machine. Sorry, I love guns. I love shooting guns. There's a reason why when you go to the fucking shooting range, there is a million different rules that you have to fucking follow. I hate that, like, in places like fucking Wisconsin, dipshits act like, oh, you bi-coastal elites don't understand. We don't need those rules in a place like Wisconsin. Like, you're a fucking idiot,
Oh my
dude.
God,
You're an
holy
idiot.
shit.
That's so stupid.
Stereotyping
Gun
again.
safety is not followed whatsoever in America. People do not give a single fuck. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think this is going to be a little funny, but what if Southern stereotyping was rooted in white supremacy?
White supremacy? You mean the thing that they're saying Kyle Rittenhouse is engaging in? Oh.
Yeah, because basically, I believe, like, I don't know, it's, I don't know, like the rich, like,
Yeah. Hasan's
uh,
fucking privilege. Hasan's fucking privilege, mate. Let's just be.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think like there was like similarities like drawn between like maybe Southerners and like black people, and I don't know, maybe Southerners were treated as a lower form, back in the day. So yeah, I don't know if
No,
what I'm
even
saying is true,
nowadays,
but
like whenever, like most leftists want to mock conservatives, all they do is put on a southern accent. Like, it's very clear that they still believe that the South, as it is today, is somewhat like resemblant to the Confederacy, which is very weird. It's like it's a weird thing that all leftists do.
Yeah.
Then many southern states also vote Biden.
Oh yeah.
Like, I believe Obama won Mississippi, so that's not really true.
Mississippi.
Also, they generally
Right.
tend to lean more conservative. Like rural areas tend to generally lean more conservative.
Yeah, they do.
And also, one more thing about gun safety. You do realize Kyle did not openly shoot into a crowd. He only
Yeah.
shot to disengage. He only shot to disengage. Did not shoot. No one else got hurt apart from the people who hurt Kyle. Kyle followed every rule of gun safety, and he had he retreated. Even though even if he was legally carrying that firearm, sure, if that instigated it. But even if it didn't, right? The law said it didn't. But even then, he retreated. He had a duty to retreat. He did retreat. He only shot people when he was cornered. He did not shoot anyone else. He did not panic shoot anyone. Right?
Okay,
It's 100% good gun safety. He did not. He showed very good restraint.
I'm gonna resume.
Exactly, dude.
To backtrack a little bit, actually, as I'm running, Gage Grosskreutz came up to me with his phone and put it in my face, and he said, "What are you doing? Did you just shoot that man?" And I told him, "I'm going to the police." And he said, "Oh, okay," and ran off. And I kept running to get to the police. And that's when Anthony Huber strikes me with the skateboard as I'm running before I'm on the ground for the first time. And then I'm hit with a rock by somebody in a white tank top. And that's how I end up on the ground. And
It's crazy how the tears have gone away when he's accurately retelling the situation. By the way, it's
What?
so
Oh,
great.
he's shaming him again.
No tears are coming to his eyes here. What the fuck? What happened, dude? He's cured of his PTSD. That's
Can you
wild.
pause it?
Grosskreutz said,
He probably has it ever occurred to you, Hasan, that maybe now that he's acquitted, he's a bit more relaxed? Has it
Yeah,
ever
no.
occurred to you?
You know,
The fucking
if this was a
slime bag,
if Hasan was a conservative commentator and this was a liberal or a leftist position, instantly
yeah.
this person would be called a victim blamer,
Yeah, he'd be
downplaying
cancelled.
tragedy and all that stuff.
Look, why are they thinking that Kyle Rittenhouse having PTSD over that night is so like bad? And also he's probably more
Yeah.
relaxed now. He's already told his testimony once. He's now acquitted. So he's now much more relaxed. He knows that people now realize that he's acting in self-defense. Right? It's plausible. Panic attacks don't have to always rationally occur every single time. Panic
Yeah.
attacks can just sometimes happen.
that I pulled the
Oh,
charge.
shit, I hate
and
this man.
which never happened. I hit the forward assist to close the ejection port, and he sees me doing that or something. And this time he runs at me and he has his gun pointed directly at my head.
Did you see the gun?
I did.
What do you think he was going to shoot you?
I did. He had it pointed directly at my head, and that's when I shoot him one time. And he is no longer a threat to me at that point because he ran off after I fired that shot.
He just is not crying at all. It's kind of weird. I thought this was a really traumatic experience for him. I truly thought, I mean, if you look at like Reddit and Redditors that believe in Kyle Rittenhouse's like complete innocence and believe in his narrative that like this dude was like straight up trying to fucking defend a gas station. It's just weird that he's just like, I guess he cried all of his cries out of his system,
I then turn around, start going to the police, and then I hear shots behind me, and I turn around and briefly raise my rifle to see if I'm being shot at, and then I realize I can't see who's shooting at me, so then I turn around and go back to the police car.
Hearing this, it's just hard to believe this is happening in an American city.
There's like literally there is no OECD city on the fucking planet where you could do this, okay? So yeah, it is only going to happen in an American city because we have psychotic gun laws, okay? Sorry,
And the riots?
no gun laws, okay?
And the riots?
Yeah, I'm not sure if the revolutionary wants gun control. Just saying.
And also the riots. It's literally, if the riots did not happen, the thing would not have happened. If people were peacefully protesting at that time, it wouldn't have happened. The gun show law would not have to call people. There would not have been militia required if there was peaceful protests. Okay? The reason this is happening and the reason there was such a counterculture towards Black Lives Matter is because there were riots.
Yeah.
Most people, even Kyle Rittenhouse for that matter, are supporting our like peaceful protests. Whether you agree with like the narratives or not, whether the nuances of each individual case, that's a different thing, right? Almost every reasonable person believes in the right to peaceful protest. This happened because this was rioting. It was not the fault of gun laws or whatever. Every rioter was owning guns. This was the fault of rioting. This was also the fault that the mainstream media was bullshitting about the Jacob Blake case, pinning him out to be a narrative, even though his shooting was 100% justified. He had other kids in the car. He had a felony warrant, right? The police had tried to tase him, and it did not work. And he was armed with a knife, and there was already a knife in the car.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
It's normal in an American city for a fucking a kid to just run around with an AR-15, just blasting people. Okay,
The police.
That's not what happened.
Get back. One of them has a gun out, and the other has pepper spray pointed at me. And I say, hey, I just had to shoot somebody. And then they say, go home. And I didn't know this until
Go home?
Yeah. The officer said to go home.
dude, he literally is laughing. Yeah, isn't that fucking crazy, Tucker? I told cops I had to shoot somebody, and they said go home. That's crazy. Good work, son. Hopefully they were black.
What? Oh my. Okay, first off, there was other things happening. There was a lot of noise. So apparently, even Kyle said in this interview that the police may have not known what he was saying. And second of all, the police was like crowded apparently at the time. That's why he could not turn himself in. So he did the logical thing of going to his house, which apparently the police department in Antioch is actually closer to where they were than the one in Kenosha. So he went. So his going back was safer as well. So yeah, Hasan's full of shit again.
Oh, owning brainwashed soldiers of the corporate left is what this country actually needs before it's too late. Yeah, totally, dude. Operating like a jackbooted thug of the fucking American government in an already incredibly violent police state is exactly what this country needs more of, dude. Yeah, have fun. Have fun with the fascism, okay, idiot? Motherfuckers want to LARP so bad. The corporate left, dude, yeah.
Why do you think people were burning CarSource? What does that have to do with civil rights?
I don't know. I think it was opportunists taking advantage of the BLM movement. I agree with the BLM movement. I agree everybody has the right to protest and assemble, but I do not agree that people have the right to burn down. I don't.
I think this is literally what got conservatives pissed off at him, right? I personally think this is like cynical. Like I don't think that he believes in the BLM protest, because a person who believes in the BLM protest is not siding with the fucking Proud Boys with an AR-15 as a Blue Lives Matter guy. Like, you're not doing that. Like, why the fuck? If you believe in the BLM movement, then you're at the BLM protest.
Okay, believing that, like, cops like matter or they're not as systemically racist is not that doesn't mean that you don't believe that systemic racism doesn't exist, or that you want systemic racism to not go away. Like, it can be consistent.
And also, he said he supports peaceful protests, right? He's literally there because he did not like rioting, and he wanted to defend the businesses from rioters. He even said he supported like peaceful protests.
And Hasan openly supports rioting. Like, I believe there was a clip like after the first George Floyd riots where he just said where someone said burn it all down, and Hasan said burn it all down. So like, he's just trying to obfuscate from the fact that he somewhat feels that the violence is justified.
Yeah, even Amazing Atheist openly said, he has a video saying, "I love riots."
I love riots. Yeah.
Yeah,
what
like,
happened to that guy, man?
yeah, I'm not sure if, like, certain people like Hasan or Vosh, like, if someone accuses them of riots, like, sometimes the evidence is just like one split second where it's easy, like, to deny. But with Amazing Atheist, it's clear from the video that he openly, not even openly, he just says, yeah, screw the riots, like, the corporations deserve it, like, blah blah blah, capitalism mustn't go, blah blah blah, like like, he is unironically pro-riot, and I don't know, I kind of want him
I
to
think
be a
people on the
victim
very,
of
very
a
left are
riot
probably...
anyway. Like, if TJ Cook liked it so much, I hope, like, his place like gets
yeah,
stolen if he liked it so much.
These people are so anti-capitalist. I don't think they don't even believe in like private property rights. So they're like, it's okay. I think they probably think it's okay to like burn down private property because they don't believe in it. I've debated people on like Twitter who said, "Oh, we should burn this shit down for like civil rights and stuff." Like, what does a car law have to do with it? Like, if you're writing against the government, if they're like killing people, then fine. But why are you burning down fucking car shops? They had nothing to do with the Jacob Blake shooting.
Who knows? They might be
They were
supportive
owned by
of Jacob.
Indian guys. Those Indian dudes
Yeah.
had nothing to do with the Jacob Blake shooting.
Yeah.
You're not there with a fucking AR-15. You're at the BLM protest side by side with those other people. That's what people who believe in the BLM movement do. But at least we got a little bit of a tiny little baby amount of like fun here, where he says he believes in the BLM movement, and now conservatives are fucking pissed off at him. He's like, I was defending him. I was defending him for a
Hardly.
week.
This is a
Why should you
minority,
betray me
actually.
like this? You
Yeah, I'll admit that
It was
was
a very
pretty
people still defend.
hypocritical of
One is,
conservatives.
even if they don't have to agree with him to still think it's self-defense, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You misheard him? No, he said he believes in the BLM movement. He just doesn't think that they should be able to burn shit, which is like literally the most centrist. That's just like every liberal over the age of fucking 48 thinks that as well. Right? If he really believed in the BLM movement, he'd be burning buildings with the rioters, moron. Yeah, dude, totally. The only way to protest for Black Lives Matter is by burning buildings. That's why every country around the country, every city was on fire and everything burned to the ground, except for the fucking same like 11 total buildings that they keep showing on fucking repeat to make idiots like you who never left their fucking nice suburbs believe that every city was on fucking fire and everybody died. That's why Jabuki's take was like, you can catch a fade legally. If you catch Kyle Rittenhouse, you can self-defense him legally at the fucking St. Patty's Day parade. That's why it was like joke, but it's also technically fucking true, which is like
No, it's
Carson
not.
flipped fucking Michigan state football games. Okay, people light shit on fire when they want to celebrate their football team winning. It's only when it's
Oh my god.
Wait,
So
when
he's
has
telling
any
people, I'm like-
celebration in for a football game costed $2 billion in damage?
There's a
Yeah.
difference between like fireworks and like fire in like football stadiums and stuff to like celebrate versus fucking rioting. There's a
Yes.
clear difference. Just like equating Diwali with like arson. My guy is on some drugs, man. Honestly, I don't even know what kind of drugs he's on. He's probably on like a bunch of weed. Isn't he living in Cali where it's legal?
Yeah, probably.
brutality protest. Is it unacceptable? Have you guys ever seen what happens to Philadelphia when the Eagles win? Shut the fuck up. Or when the Lakers win? Shut the fuck up.
They
You
burn
only
down car sources. When the Eagles win, they burn down car sources.
Like
Yeah.
it's it's
They
like
burn-
usually that damage is around like the stadium or like wherever like the game is. Like the rioting, that was more like dispersed. Like it was more widespread. That was the main problem and main
Yes.
difference.
And also, last year during the BLM riots, they had to close down like a lot of places in LA, like for the rioting. Tell me when that's happened after a sports game.
Yeah, if the thing is, force game is happening within that area, right? So people are essentially knowingly, willingly like doing that kind of stuff. When you're like destroying an unknown person's car source, that's not acceptable. That's not even
Yeah, and
exclusively
also,
comparable.
there's a lot of uncertainty. Like we don't know if the riots will happen and when it will happen, and that's like responsible like for a lot of like lack of like business investment in the like black communities historically. So yeah, basically rioting is so basically rioting is basically like increasing systemic racism is one. So
Also, rioting also makes your movement less support. People supported BLM very much when George Floyd died, but then when the riots happened, the BLM support went down and the support for Trump went up actually.
yeah.
Yeah.
And when his support was going pretty bad due to COVID, it went back. Yeah, sorry about that. They generally said.
like a black person movement. Okay, that's it. The only reason why local news loses their fucking mind at shit like this is because it's about black people. Even if it's not all black people that are doing this shit, okay, and it's like black people and white people protesting side by side, even if it's mostly a consequence of police escalating and fighting back, which agitates the crowd, even if those factors are still the reality, you just lose.
So if police are agitating, that does not give you an excuse to burn down other people's car lots and buildings and like stores
Yeah,
and
that's what I
laundry
don't
stores.
understand about
What?
this. Like,
Mate,
it's if you're the anger is supposed to be directed at the police over a police shooting. So why does a car dealership get involved? Moreover, the car dealership I believe was Indian.
yeah, Indians own the
So
car.
he's
shop,
not
yes.
even any white supremacist or KKK member.
Those white supremacist Indian guys owning that car shop, man. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Clearly Nazis.
Side of everything, and you just go, the BLM riots, the cities are burning. I've never seen you have this energy for the Eagles winning. I've never seen you have this energy for the Lakers winning and the fucking riots that happen, the riots that ensue. Because that is a fun thing that is not a black.
Oh yeah, by the way, can you see if there's like, any comments there? Like, there probably isn't, but like,
Let me
if
just
there
check.
is, like, I want, like, there probably isn't, but yeah, because like
You can check it
I
in
can
yours.
Yeah,
post
from AOC is literally Lenin. Yeah, billions of property damage is pretty bad.
Oh, okay. Wait, so there's actually comments. Okay. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Maybe if I don't know if one of you could respond to that, because I
I can't.
can't since
Do
I'm
you
like
have
showing
do you
the.
have the live chat on?
Comments. Okay.
I can't. There's no live chat on. I don't know if anyone's watching at the moment.
Maybe if I don't know if one of you could respond to that, because I can't since I'm.
I don't see anything. I don't think anything in the chat. I can't. There's no live chat on. I don't know if anyone's watching.
Oh, okay then.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, I accidentally turned it on. Oh shit.
Okay then. Let's continue watching.
Black person thing, okay? That's a fun thing. We're all just having fun when we do that. But the moment it turns into a black person thing, well, that's when it's fucking indecent and completely unacceptable, and we need to stop that from happening. Portrayals of sports riots and current
The
protests.
posted is here, by the way.
Shit.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Thanks for telling me. Yeah, to stream.
Okay, can we move up the speed for the video to 1.25?
Hey, Toasted,
Yeah,
what's up?
and also like again, sorry, like Toasted, like but the reason we like started like earlier is I don't know, because I don't know, like apparently like Rohan actually wanted to, and like apparently like you texted me that you weren't sure if you were able to, and I was. Oh wait, I'm not sure if I can hear you.
Sorry, 1 second. Yeah.
You Toasted, your mic is a bit quiet.
Yeah, I mean I can hear him, but he's like really quiet. That's.
Oh, can you hear me now or no?
Oh yeah. I can definitely hear you now.
Yeah.
Just one funny thing I was thinking about, if I don't mind interrupting, like the funny thing about just these bread tubers in general, or they assume like if you're just white, then the justice system is perfect. Basically, you hear what I'm saying? So I'm just wondering, just like they should say, oh, we should just make the justice system like a white, how they treat white people, and I think everybody would be fine because the alt-right people, I mean, just regular people don't think it's really that different, and the bread tube people who are not so big into big punishment think the white people don't get that big of a punishment. Hear what I'm saying or no? I hope I'm not sounding too incoherent.
The white supremacist system where the killers of Ahmaud Arbery went to prison and Derek Chauvin also went to prison. But man, it's so white supremacist. Man, absolute white supremacy there.
Yeah, I'll continue.
Yeah, because that's not like that's a sport thing, okay? That's like universal, okay? It's not a black person thing. That's why everybody likes sports.
It has nothing to do with black people.
Yeah.
Videos.
It's a fucking right. If the Proud Boys riot, it's also a problem. If right wingers riot, it's also a problem. It's nothing to do with it.
Is a problem.
Most of these people aren't even pro BLM. They're just trying to fucking riot. That's the point.
Yeah.
One thing I just don't get is how is Hasan Abi so popular? Like, what's his appeal? What makes him so? I really don't get.
Because he's Cheng's nephew.
Two words. Cheng's nephew.
Cheng's nephew. As a great actual justice warrior would say, Cheng's nephew.
Because the funny part is, I remember when he first streamed on what do they call it again? On YouTube. I mean, not YouTube, on Twitch, and he basically had no viewers. I think left it.
He has the worst takes, to be honest. He has he doesn't even say like very intellectual stuff either. He's
Like
just,
I can understand like why Vosh is so popular, not so much like Hasan. Like he used to be like, the punching bag of like the right back on YouTube. He's gotten like much like stronger since then.
Going to jail anyway. He did for a longer period than most people understand.
This is the part that's like really disgusting, by the way. There are like black people in jail for years in like Rikers and shit without even ever getting their like their day in court, awaiting their sentencing. And like he can sit here and just be like he sat in jail for much longer than people understand. Like that dude, that's disgusting, dude. That is actually fucking disgusting. Yeah, Khalid.
Like if Kyle like committed a crime, then sure it would be disgusting.
It was the most obvious case of self-defense, and he was put in prison anyway. Even though the video evidence literally showed him, literally acquitted him. He was being chased on video, and everything cleared him. Yet the state still decided to prosecute him, and he had to put out $2 million bail for obvious self-defense, and he could not afford it. Had it not been for like people who donated.
Yeah.
Sorry
He's
about
powder
that.
coated himself. They put him in solitary, dude, for a bag they claimed he stole when he was like wasn't he also 17 or I think it was 19? Do you actually think he should be convicted and guilty of murder? I think if we lived in a fucking normal and evolved society, it would have never gotten to that point. The moment they walked past cops with a fucking AR-15 in a normal, evolved, civilized society, the cops would have been like, "Where the fuck are you going, bro? What are you doing? How old are you? What the fuck is this?"
Well, I mean,
and they would have apprehended him. They would have taken his gun.
in a normal civilized society, the cops have actually done their jobs. And this is the funny part. Like, I find this whole thing they're saying like Kyle Rittenhouse shouldn't have came with an AR-15 to a riot. That's why he should be in trouble. But it's like saying, you know, the whole thing, like saying, oh, this girl deserved to be raped because she was wearing a short skirt and went to like a dangerous situation. That's how
Yeah,
they
it is
sound.
victim blaming.
Yeah, exactly. This is victim blaming. How about we put some blame on the actual perpetrators of crime? Why were they rioting? You know what I'm saying? How about we put some blame on the rapist here, which they're not raping, even though Rosenbaum did rape
The
people. But,
attackers.
Yeah,
yeah,
But
exactly.
thankfully, he was cancelled.
he was cancelled.
Yeah.
Cancel culture. Kyle is the best SJW because he's very good at canceling pedos.
Away, and they would have realized that it's not even his gun. They probably would have given him some jail time as well, some community service at the very least. That would have been reduced to community service. And they also would have put a mark on his record so he could never have a gun ever again. That is what a normal, civilized world, an evolved city or society would do. That's what should have happened. But that's not what happened because we live in America. We live in, hog Disneyland.
It was during that time that his family his mother mostly desperately looked for legal counsel, for representation, someone who can get out of jail. In the end, the family was represented by a pair of lawyers called Linwood and John Pierce. This came up out of nowhere. We were not expecting to have this conversation at all. We were taken by surprise a little bit. But
Wait, Linwood was his original attorney. Oh, no.
How did he not
I
know
think
this?
this may be one of the few things we'll agree with, like Hasan,
Yeah,
on. Like,
yeah, this is the
like
one thing
Kyle
that I
himself,
agree with
like,
him on because
Yeah,
like Linwood is a scam artist.
Yeah.
Like especially there was that stupid infighting between him and Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Oh
remember?
God.
I believe it was about how this thing Marjorie Taylor Greene called Joe Biden the said Joe asked to impeach Joe Biden, and then Linwood said you can't do that because Joe Biden isn't the president.
Well, there was some weird. Those people are weird ass.
Yeah. Now see, this is one thing I don't like about the right because the left has stupid infighting, but at least they pretend to be smart about it.
Remember when Larry David got like
Yeah,
so
and
much
then-
backlash for saying that
and-
Joe Biden was president? I'm like, oh my god, I'm not voting for. I said not Larry David. What did I say? Larry Elder. I said Larry David.
Yeah.
Larry Elder, and everyone was so triggered when Larry Elder. Oh my god, Larry Elder said that Joe Biden was president. It's the stupidest shit.
Yeah.
oh, then, well, Larry Elder is based for saying that. Wait, did basically Larry just say, like, Biden won the election fair and square, or did he just say, like, President Biden?
I think he said Biden won the election. I think he said something said Biden won the election, something along those lines.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. At least there's still a bunch of, like, conservatives that, like, what's the name that, like, having, like, that have a spine. That's it.
Bridget Gabriel, I remember a few days before the inauguration, like, who's happy to see Trump? This was when Biden won. This was soon to Biden's inauguration. She was like, who's excited to see Trump during the inauguration? It was like the biggest quote tweet ever. It was so funny watching these guys just see it.
And this is
Yeah.
this is my other problem with the right is that, like, especially from like the Groper movement stuff like that, is like at least the left, they fight, they protest, and I mean really they don't really protest. The sad part is they riot, unfortunately, but they protest right wing people, stuff like that. They don't go so hard. I mean, they don't like Joe Biden, but they don't go hard on him like they do with the right wing people. But like the Gropers, they seem to go hard on the right wing establishment than they do on the left wing establishment. Like I never heard Nick Fuentes going to like a socialist rally protesting there for some reason or something like that.
He'd probably like go to more like socially left wing stuff than economically left wing, since he identifies more with the like.
He's quite economically like left. Like in his political compass, he got like left wing economically and like very very fascist.
No, but
Yeah,
the thing
no,
is,
like
he never goes to like a
Toast
plan.
brought
He
up
never. Sorry, could you mind just say something? He never goes to like a Planned Parenthood or a NARAL rally or stuff like those. I know. I'm just
Oh,
wondering
boy.
why. Why is he never?
Okay,
do
that's
that?
It's
Yeah,
for content farming because he gets to own the left.
Yeah, I think Toasted brought up a good point, which I think we should discuss in the future, which is how like the Groypers attack the right more than they do the left. Now, whilst I don't like the Groypers believe some disgusting things, like the right should you should have political parties, especially in America, that are more critical of each other than they are the opposition, because the only binding principle of a party is that they don't like the opposition. So, like
Mm.
having a Republican Party where people hold each other accountable is much more better than one which is more of a cult.
Yeah.
But
Can I
this is
add
my
something about that? Okay, Toast, you can continue. Sorry.
so no, but this is the other problem I have is like he does call out the inside, but he like as certain people on like the right wing, he gives a break to like Trump. Even when Trump says something that's pro LGBT or not pro
Yeah.
socially conservative, he just like ignores it. That's the thing. Like
Yeah, that confuses me. Why is Fuentes still pro-Trump? I mean, like Trump is,
He's the most
you know,
pro-Israel president.
yeah. I mean,
No.
at one point I like called like Trump a slut, just as a joke, but that's more like because I'm a Puritan and like I don't like any
I mean, he kind of
premarital
is a
or
slut.
multiple,
He kind of is like that.
marriages. Like anyway, well, I'll resume with the Piker. Wait, do you think we should do a part two since Rohan, you said like that it's already been past an hour. Do you want to like try and speed this up, or do
Yeah,
you want to like?
yeah, I
I
think
think we can
we can
finish it.
finish it. Just try and speed it up because I think like probably the last 5 minutes will be this thing, just him
Okay.
plugging and stuff. So if we speed it up, we'll be fine. Let's
Okay.
continue.
Capitalism at its best, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, what happened, bro? Wait, not like that. Linwood is fucking insane. Linwood, folks, for those of you who don't know, surprised he's still alive, really. Like, how is he not fucking dead from COVID? Linwood is the QAnon lawyer, famous for telling people in Georgia not to vote in the special election
Oh my god, that was funny.
because the Georgian elections were rigged. He's a freak, dude. I'm sure Tucker will bring up that he used to be a Democrat too.
Once I'm arrested, I go to deputy.
No, he didn't. He
juvenile.
doesn't, by the way.
I gotta say thank you to them for their professionalism.
The jailers?
The guards
Yeah.
at deputy, they were the utmost professional people I've ever met.
Yeah, totally, dude. Bro, I love people saying this is not like, how could you say this case has like anything to do with racism or the criminal justice system being racist? Like, have you ever heard this? Yeah, I wonder why the fucking jailers were extra courteous to Kyle, dude. I wonder why. Because they love him, dude. He's a hero. He's a hero to the hogs. And those guys are hogs. They're cops.
Can you pause it?
Yeah.
It could also be because he's a kid, and maybe some jailers might still have some sympathy for people. I'm not entirely sure, but like, you're
Yeah.
just jumping to the conclusion that they're white supremacists. That is the most disgusting thing I've ever heard. You
No,
have
and
no proof of any of this. You're literally just slandering people.
and this
Fucking
and this
idiot.
and this is one
Fuck
thing I
you,
just
Hasan. I know you're not gonna see this, but like, fuck you, you absolute human scumbag.
and this is the one thing that I found this whole thing funny about the Hasan Piker is like he's openly admitted he believes the justice system is not flawed. It's only flawed for black people, but for white people, we don't have any justice system problem. The prison system treats them totally well. It's like a hotel when they go to prison, which is I find that the whole thing funny.
I hope Kyle left the jail a good Yelp review. Yeah. This has got the same fucking energy of like rich white people in like rich white neighborhoods that only have positive interactions with cops being like, I don't understand why black people are so afraid of cops. Just comply. I don't get it. Martha, I don't understand why these blacks are so afraid of cops again. That's so weird. My neighbor is a cop. He's really nice. He comes over. We play golf sometimes.
Hasan is literally a top 1%er pretending to be a man of the people, mimicking the top 1%er and slamming this middle class kid who lives with a single mom for being rich. That is the funniest thing ever.
Yeah.
That is so rich coming from him. $2 million house, but fuck landlords. Am I right?
And also the funny part is I actually made an essay about it, but I don't know if I really finished. However, is like him living in a $3 million house and being pro-socialism is no different than a pro-life person getting an abortion. It's really no different.
This whole video where there was this $500 million. I was like, oh my god, being a landlord is not a real job. He was like scorning at this idea of a big house, and he owns a $2 million house himself.
Yeah, why
also
is he
being like
good.
I'm sorry, but being a live streamer is not a real job, and like
I
complete
agree.
offense in that.
And no, being a live streamer is one thing, but being so bad at it, like if you were at least like Destiny's a live streamer, but to his credit, he at least tries to do research, he tries to learn more, and he's like trying to present facts. This guy is just vomiting out random shit, or lying. He doesn't even get his facts right most of the time.
What facts? He just makes them up. He doesn't have any solid facts.
Yeah, he's just yelling out emotions, dude. The guy's and he's getting so much money for it.
The one thing I just don't get is why does he need a $3 million house? He lives by himself. Why does he need a even
Well,
though 100?
actually,
You know, he like
apparently he said it was because for his family.
Oh, his family
yeah,
lives
but
with
like,
him.
you know, he also lives like a very hyper consumeristic life. Like he
Yeah.
apparently has sex with a lot of like prostitutes and stuff. He's donated more. Apparently, he's donated more to prostitutes than he has to political campaigns.
Oh,
Really? Yeah. He.
Amazing. Like I don't care if you like live like that, but if you know a lot about like communism and like landlords being evil and stuff and pretending to be like the man of the people who are living the most hyper consumeristic capitalist life ever, then yeah, I'm sorry. That
yeah.
comment
I guess
doesn't even
Hasan
apply there.
Piker and I would go very well together. Like,
Huh?
Yeah.
like me with the puritanism and him with the prostitutes.
He's based.
No,
Honestly, I
and like,
don't know.
see, I probably think that he has a $3 million house because TYT's been dipping lately, and Cenk needs a place to stay.
Yeah, well, he did say
No,
relative, so it is an out of the world. Like, it is an out of the order. Yeah,
I mean, I think they got into a falling out. Hasan Piker and Cenk Uygur got into a big falling
maybe.
out
Uh,
because Cenk Uygur was exposed for being a union buster, and Hasan Piker exposed him for it. Called him
Did
out
Oh,
for
Hasan
it.
Piker expose him?
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I thought that as well, but like I remember, like
I think Hasan Piker tweeted
but I
something
remember
in
like
support of like the union breaking away.
Wait, he
Like I
supported
think
the
like he
breaking of the
ILC was
he
the
union.
name of the
retweeted it.
union, and when they did it right, Hasan Piker tweeted in support, like tweeted
Yeah,
like the announcement of the union going public, and that was
yeah, but
on the
like
day of his
Oh,
election
okay.
also, which was very funny.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that.
I thought that like they broke away, but the thing is, like in December 2019, which I think was after the union controversy, like Son Piker like still like was did a video where like Cenk was there and they were like still cordial for like he stayed there for like a few minutes, with like Cenk saying this is my like Twitch thingy and like Cenk maybe I think was being a boomer. So I don't know. It feels confusing. I don't know if you know that union thing didn't hurt much, whether they're like lying for appearances or maybe they like broke up like after that or like so yeah I'm gonna try and research that because there was like this video that I'm not sure if I'm gonna even like make anymore but it's basically called the case against TYT unions. The video, the thumbnail would have been like Cenk against like Hasan Piker, but like yeah
Mortal
I still
Kombat.
might make it, but I don't think it'll be relevant, and I'm gonna try and find like any like Cenk Hasan Piker beef videos.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, now one thing, I'm not sure that anything from here forward is related to the I've seen this Tucker interview, and not in the most of the rest of the interview, if I'm not wrong, is about Linwood and the lawyer situation for like his slander cases, if I'm not wrong.
There's some other stuff like what was his life in prison like, and like how is he gonna go from here? Like the media lied. There was some other. I don't know if it's this part. Oh, he's watching only one part of them. Yeah, maybe we'll just see. I think.
I don't get it.
How long were you there?
I was in jail for 87 days, and this follows in with Lynn Wood, who was raising money on my behalf. And
Yeah, bro. He foolishly went with because he was grifting, and he foolishly went with the most grifter ass fucking Republican lawyer he could go with, and of course that grifter ass QAnon lawyer fucked him, dude. Obviously.
87 days is a long
Victim
time.
blaming again. GG.
it was very long. I lost a lot of weight in there. I since then gained it back.
I know the feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. The only positive thing, and you might like think this is so, but I think it's good. Like unironically, that I don't know, Kyle like lost weight, but that's the only good thing that came out of this.
I
That
mean,
just a
it's
little.
probably because of like malnutrition and stuff. But like, yeah. I mean, I don't think
Yeah, I
Kyle was like
know
overweight
that's
anyway. I don't think
In
Kyle
prison,
doesn't
the
seem that
minimum
overweight.
requirement is that you have to feed a suspect once every 12 hours. So
okay.
Oh, that's kind of brutal though. Once in 12 hours.
Yeah.
no, but like that's fine enough. Like
Yeah,
just
I
like
mean
the
for
food
prison,
could
yeah,
be
but
better.
still
That's
on
all.
normal standards, that's quite brutal. Once in 12 hours. I get hungry very often. I
Yeah.
get hungry like once every 2-3 hours. I get hungry.
I actually hear
Yeah,
this
moral
on
of the
prison.
story: don't go to prison if you're hungry.
No, I actually heard like in prison that they actually some people gain weight because the food is very fatty and the only good food you have to eat is from the vending machine. That's why and
Oh,
you sit
food.
down all day. But I'm not sure.
Okay. All right. I guess we need to like speed this a little up. We've been very slow, but yeah, good.
But 87 days of not being
Just having a good old chuckle fuck, you know? I know the feeling. Oh, I know the feeling, Kyle.
But once I am bailed out, John Pierce said I was in an unorganized militia, which is just blatantly false. I didn't know what a militia was. And
Wait, your lawyer said you were in a militia?
John Pierce said that, and it's blatantly false. I didn't know what a militia was until after the fact.
Or he had no idea what a militia was. But like he went to the Proud Boys bar and like was doing a little bit of trolling with the Proud Boys after
Boys
he
bar?
got away with
The Proud Boys on a militia. Also,
Okay, so again, can I address this point because I've done like things on it.
Yeah.
The proof of them being Proud Boys was the OK symbol, which is apparently W and P combined. I don't even know how that happened.
That's such a reach. Like I think some like the ADL probably has some 100-page essay on how it's a white supremacist symbol. But the reach is so much. Like if you've seen the graphic of how they show the W and the P.
Yeah, and then also they were apparently singing that "Proud of Your Boy" song from Aladdin, but that does not make you a proud boy.
I swear, like 4chan need to.
You can sing that song without context of being a proud boy, and just because the Proud Boys use that song does not mean that you're using it because you're a proud boy. And that does not mean that Kyle Rittenhouse knows, even if they were Proud Boys, you have no idea that Kyle Rittenhouse knew they were Proud Boys.
Yeah, I swear that
very political. He's established that he's political. Oh, sorry,
someone at 4chan I don't know needs to say that we're going to we some white supremacists will use the LGBT symbol as a sign to signal our white supremacy, and then make sure that I don't know the mainstream media gets hold of it, and then let's see how they'll react.
I think Caitlin Bennett tried doing that, trying to make the LGBT flag a homophobic flag. I'm not sure if it worked. I think
it was usually the other way around. There was Pepe memes all around 4chan, and then Hillary Clinton claimed that it was some white supremacist symbol or something. But even though it had nothing to do with white supremacy, just some 4chan people used it for memes.
Okay, put Pepe on LGBT flags. That's the new mission.
Oh, that's actually based. That's actually 100% based.
Some of these fucking free kills, before he went to jail. And also even prior to that, he was just simply hanging out with the militia boys.
Did he say 3 kills? Did he say 3 kills?
Let me...
He probably did, and he probably doesn't care about it. The specifics don't matter to this guy. The narrative
He had no idea what a militia was. But he went to the Proud Boys bar and was doing a little bit of trolling with the Proud Boys after he got away with some of these fucking free kills, before he went to jail.
He might have meant free kills, I don't know, kills without paying anything.
How does Hasan know that symbol is the OK symbol? That was literally one of the proofs that was used. That apparently means white power.
So he didn't even talk to Proud Boys.
Yeah, did KSI use that symbol to troull people? So if you see that symbol, then you get a
no. You know this thing.
Wait,
you're talking about the KSI circle game, right?
Yeah, the KSI circle game.
That actually started in the U.S. Army, though. The U.S. military.
Oh, did it? Okay.
Yeah, you know Tim Kennedy, right?
Who's that?
He's this guy who he's somewhat conservative, but he's been on Joe Rogan's podcast a few times, and he talked about how this originally started in the U.S. Army. And I think in 2019, right, there was because of this 4chan meme, there was an investigation about whether this was some white supremacist thing. So the FBI sent 2 agents to investigate about this.
Oh my days!
Oh my god!
We should do a live stream in the future about the uselessness of the FBI, because then I could talk all day about that.
Yeah, just like I'm talking all day about this case.
Prior to that, he was just simply hanging out with the militia boys. It's just well, I don't understand. What is this militia thing? It's weird. I don't know what that is. No fucking shot. Okay, I don't believe that. I literally do not believe that.
So Kyle, they're referring to. I think he's maybe referring to that call of arms that was on Facebook. There was no evidence that Kyle actually saw that and went. He went to the call lot and he saw that these people were that there was some writing going on. He ended up seeing people who were there and I think joined them. There was actually no proof that he actually saw the Facebook page and then joined. He saw it based on because a business needed help.
Weird. I don't know what that is. No fucking shot. Okay. I don't believe that. I literally do not believe that. I do not believe that. If you believe that, then I'm not surprised that you also believe that he genuinely and honorably wanted to defend someone's fucking gas station. And
to be honest, Tucker, this case has nothing to do with race. It never had anything to do with race. It had to do with a right to self-defense.
Look at his face.
During the trial, one of the prosecutors, Thomas Binger, particularly loathsome character, the government lawyer, mocked Kyle Rittenhouse for putting out fires in Kenosha. It's dishonorable to put out fires, apparently, when BLM sets them.
Wait, That's not what happened, dude. Why is he like this? Oh my god, dude. That's a proper trigger discipline right there, by the way.
I'm not a racist
Wait,
person.
wait. Did he just
So
say
he said
that's
he does not
proper
what happened
trigger
and he didn't
discipline?
explain. Can
Yeah,
you go
that
on?
might be trigger discipline, but the problem is he was pointing at other like people, which
No,
common
one-
points like
No, that's not even a proper trigger discipline because, like, we all know that he didn't intend to shoot, like, the jury. But you never put your finger on the trigger. And also, you're not supposed to keep the gun to your shoulder. You're supposed to keep it in front of your chest.
Yeah.
I support peacefully demonstrating. I believe there needs to be change. I believe there's a lot of prosecutorial misconduct, not just in my case, but in other cases.
I love people who simp for the criminal justice system turn into fucking abolitionists when they're faced with charges. It's like every Trump guy who's like a reactionary psycho who's like, oh, actually, what are prisons for?
actually, I'll admit this seems to like be a trend like across the right. Like
Yeah.
first they go
Yeah,
full
this
on
is
moron
a bit
order.
of a concerning trend. But the opposite's also true for the left, especially on the
Yeah.
Jan 6 protesters.
Oh,
like
easily.
last year we saw about prisons are a system of white supremacy. We need to abolish all prisons. But every capital writer, like even those whose like minor offense was like trespassing, walking into the building for 5 minutes, they should all be sent like to prison for like 10-12 months.
Also, Kyle Rittenhouse there's no evidence he's a Trump supporter. In fact, he said he supports Andrew Yang. He just went to the Trump protest because he was in a city. And also,
Wait, he supports Andrew
he
Yang?
never said he said he supported Andrew Yang in one of his interviews. He's a Yang Gang.
Oh,
Yeah.
What a right winger, am I right? A far right wing Nazi who supports an Asian candidate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, he never said anything about abolition. He just said prosecutorial misconduct. And even later on the interview, he says that imagine for like people of color, like what kind of stuff they may be going through. The true words of a racist far right wing Proud Boy individual right there. Honestly, I've never heard of a more far right person in my life. Supports BLM, supports criminal justice reform, supports Andrew Yang.
Really, I mean, they're obsolete. We should make prisons obsolete. You start fucking reciting fucking Angela Davis.
And it's just amazing to
It's
see
insane any
so
of
much
that.
take advantage of somebody. Like if they did this to me, imagine what they could have done to a person of color who doesn't maybe have the resources I do or is not.
Oh shit, dude, he's spitting, dude. He is. Oh, this kid's gonna be a fucking really good politician one day. Holy fucking moly, dude. That is ooh. He's good. The best defense Kyle had was the prosecution lawyers. Yeah, that's true.
What did you make of the president of the United States?
What is Hasan even saying at this point? Like, is he making a coherent argument? Like, what? He just started to just oh, look, he's a conservative. Oh, he said something scandalous. Oh, that's literally his whole argument. He's not said anything productive in like the last 20 minutes.
Mr. President, if I could say one thing to you, I would urge you to go back and watch the trial, understand the facts before you make a statement.
Fucking
Let's go, Brandon.
Dude, he's such a heckin' ownerino. He just heckin' ownerino the president, dude. Motherfucker, Joe Biden is like 900 years old. You think he understands what the fuck he's seeing, dude? He can't even make out shapes at this point, okay? I don't think he has the comprehension to like go through a fucking entire trial and be like, I guess it's right, Jack. Look alive. Notice.
Then maybe he shouldn't be president.
Okay,
but
this
anyway.
is one of the only good points Hasan has made so far.
Yeah, he's being surprisingly, he's being more based than he usually is in this place, in this video, surprisingly.
Yeah, but that's like a very minimal amount, might I add.
Yeah,
And that
very
should be
minimal.
expected, not applauded. Like, you're supposed to expect that Biden doesn't have like the mental capabilities to run the office of the presidency. Not
Like, it's also a matter of the fact that the guy actively said he actively used Kyle Rittenhouse's thing in his video, smearing like a right-wing white supremacist.
white supremacists, yeah.
And he even said he doesn't agree with like the outcome of the trial and shit. He clearly hasn't watched it. So if you haven't watched the trial, you don't know shit, then don't fucking talk about it. That includes you, Hasan. You don't know shit. You know nothing about the goddamn trial. So either shut up or like learn the facts and then like at least speak on a factual basis.
Yeah.
Didn't agree with him on the POC point. Yeah, Tucker's not there to say anything, dude.
It's actually quite hysterical how nobody can go back and look at the facts of the case. He crossed state lines, false. He's a white supremacist, false.
Yeah, he materialized on the other side of the state lines, dude. I never crossed state lines, actually. I materialized in the gas. I was born into that gas station. I'm a gas station, baby. Many of you
No, I
don't
think
know
he
this.
meant to say he
I'm a
didn't
gas
cross
station
the
baby. I
state
was
line
born
with a
there.
firearm.
I lived there my whole life.
Okay, the charge was crossing state lines with a firearm.
Yeah,
Not
which he didn't do, which he did not do. I think
yeah.
that's what he meant to say. That he didn't cross the state lines with a firearm.
Now, if leftists want to start caring about borders, I'm down with that. But there are
Not state
different
borders,
borders.
man. Not state borders. State borders should remain open.
Yeah.
That was my spawn point. Okay, I never crossed state lines. Like, yeah, no, you didn't cross that night. You crossed the night before. Okay, the fuck is this, dude? Like,
without a weapon, like
Yeah, he did not cross
yeah,
with a weapon. That's the point.
yeah,
You don't cross state lines with an AR-15. That his mom drove him. That's all bullshit.
Yeah.
yeah. Like, why are they even bringing the mom? Like, there's no evidence like the mom
They
intervened.
want to
Like, the
prosecute
poor
the
mom.
mom. That's how deranged these people are. Some of them even want to prosecute the mom.
Yeah.
No, and have you seen on Twitter how they're making fun of how the mom looks?
That
Oh
is
my
that's
days.
fucking disgusting. Holy shit. People
Talk
support
about,
body
like, what?
positivity, all that
Like
shit.
one
Oh my
thing,
God.
see, one thing that the left is good at, especially leftist politicians, is amplifying any threats they get. If the right did that for this case, many more people would sympathize with Kyle Rittenhouse.
Yeah.
oh, so it doesn't count. No, he's a sovereign citizen. He's a sovereign citizen. Sir, are you stopping me from traveling? My freedom of travel cannot be restricted, sir. I am not an individual. I am a person. Oh, that's what he's doing. Just like I am not a white supremacist. I just happen to be at a counter. I happen to materialize as a counter protester to a Black Lives Matter rally and, was side by side looking exactly like those white supremacist militia members.
Oh my God, Hasan, he did not go. There was no evidence he looked from the Facebook page. He got there because he was cleaning graffiti and a car source needed help. Okay, you're basically just slandering him. And being a militia does not imply being white supremacist. Have you heard
And
that maybe a
also
black person could be militia too?
And also the counter protesters, like to Black Lives Matter, are not necessarily white supremacists. They might just disagree that systemic racism exists, which is a vastly like different thing to what Hasan's saying.
Or they could just believe that that writing is bad, but they think Black Lives Matter is a good movement. It could also be like that,
Sir, I'm very upset. How dare you? I love I love BLM, Bureau of Land Management, that is. I know, I think the comment is referencing a gun. I don't know why you're walking around the facts. Wait, what? With a gun, though? Dude, I swear to God. Okay, I think in the DSM, whichever one we're at, Debate Lord Brain is going to be a diagnosable and recognized brain disease. It has to be. Like, this person literally is like crying.
So the comment said that he was probably talking about crossing state lines with a firearm and he's going into some debate bro mind bro and stuff. He has the biggest debate bro mind bro. It's fucking ironic that he's saying that.
No, and also you see here, right? Most of it is just rambling and word salad followed by one swear word. So that people think he's somewhat smart.
That's actually Hasan. That's actually a perfect app description of his content. Word salad followed by a swear word. Like he doesn't even get like facts right about the case.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, we're in the DSM-5 is a 6. We're gonna add it on the 6th one because you, my friend, have a problem. Okay, I'm sorry, you have a bad brain. Your synapses are not firing appropriately. Debate brain, it's really bad. Okay, it's really, really bad. Your brain is really bad.
I don't know. I feel like Hasan's being. I feel like Hasan's. I feel like Hasan is being very neurophobic and very like bigoted to like people with low IQs.
Yeah.
And actually, that bigotry against low IQ people is rooted in systemic racism, and yada yada yada, white supremacy. Hasan Piker is so racist. He's white. He's a KKK member. Yada yada yada.
Literally just having a stroke. He's just incoherent rambling. He should probably get his brain checked. He's probably having a clot somewhere.
Yeah.
With a gun, though. I know. I think the comment is referencing a gun. I don't know why you're walking around the facts. Oh, sorry. I should have qualified. He did travel across state lines, but he got a straw purchased weapon that he legally could not have in his hands, even though the fucking judge decided we could drop this one. We could give him a freebie on this one. An AR-15 that was straw purchased, so illegally purchased AR-15 still. Is that better? Actually defends your side or your case? You probably think you did something really fucking sick there. Oh, Kappa. Yeah, no, you really did, dude. Bad brain. Really bad brain, dude. Yeah, when it's in the DSM and bullying debate lords will be ableism, I will be the king of ableism. Okay?
Oh, nice. I called it.
Okay? Please call me King Ableist.
So literally one comment or run an obscure comment on his Twitch chat had a slight disagreement to what he said. And even some guys like Hasan, I agree with most of your takes, but you're wrong. And he goes on this whole incoherent rambling. Oh my God, word salad, swearing. Oh my God, you're an idiot. You debate, Lord Edge, bro. Like, calm the fuck down. It's one person. And he's not even making that. He's just making a very mild point. Holy shit. You're worse than Destiny on this. He's worse than Destiny.
Yeah. No, at
Yeah,
least
and he
Destiny
swears a
has
lot.
some points, and like even though I don't like Destiny's delivery, but he at least has some points.
Yeah, but
But
even
this
then,
guy, he
Destiny
just
does
has
not go
insults
this
and nothing
bad.
Yeah,
else.
yeah. What did
He doesn't get
Destiny
this
see in
triggered.
Hasan Piker to be like friends with him initially? Like, I can understand why they like broke up, but like,
Yeah.
why did they start being friends? Like, it's clear like they're both like of different IQ, of different like integrity. Like I was surprised when someone as Destiny,
Yeah.
smart as Destiny, was like friends with Hasan Piker. But then like things happened, and then I'm like, okay, it makes sense. At least Destiny started to like, yeah,
Destiny is
Bad
becoming
brain.
a more
It
base
was
centrist now.
yeah.
Kyle Rittenhouse on trial in Wisconsin. It was the right to self-defense on
Right.
trial. And if I was convicted, no one would ever be privileged to defend their
What the fuck
life
did he just
against
do?
attackers.
Oh my fucking God, dude. Yeah, he definitely came up with this on his own. No coaching here, boys. This is dude. He literally is like talking like a politician, dude. Oh my Lord. Oh, this dude is gonna be a fucking congressperson straight up.
So wait, can you pause it? So Hasan is just implying that a 17-year-old cannot like basically think for himself and make his own points after being a victim of like media slander and like has watched an entire trial. He cannot like make thoughts for himself. Oh, he's just being coached. I honestly
Well,
tell
I
you,
guess
this Kyle Rittenhouse is actually way more intelligent, way more articulate than Hasan will ever fucking be in his whole goddamn life. Like he at least like if you watch the interview with like Tucker Carlson and stuff, he at least like knows stuff about like the law. He clearly knows what he's trying to say. Hasan has not said hardly anything productive he says, and the productive things he probably says are usually rooted in like misinformation or like false premises. And then he's accusing Kyle of being like a stupid guy who's like being coached by like right wingers and stuff. It's disgusting.
Yeah, another thing. So he gave Hassan gave us a very good suggestion about this guy becoming a congressperson. I say do it. Like this
Yes.
guy should honestly run for I believe he seemed like he's what 19, 20 now, no?
No, he's 18.
uh,
Uh,
18.
Oh, he's 18. Yeah. When he becomes 25, he should 100% run for Congress. Like I think I'll be of voting age if he runs in a race that I can vote in, I'd 100% vote for him.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I
he
hope he
should try
definitely
running for Congress because like this is like that there's a story about guy called Edward Durr, right? In New
I haven't
Jersey.
heard of him. What happened to him?
Basically this guy who had his concealed carry permit stolen from him, and then he ran for public office to like try and reverse gun laws in New Jersey. We should have a similar story for Kyle Rittenhouse, a guy who was wrongfully prosecuted and then like makes this then reforms prosecution in America. So
That's gonna be an
like this guy
amazing
should
story.
run. He should have a major role in politics in the future.
I don't think he will though. He said he's not really interested in politics.
Yeah, he
Maybe
said
that
that.
this will
Yeah,
this might change his mind. I don't know. Maybe it's because it's made such a political issue and stuff.
yeah,
Also, what the
Yeah,
fuck is that image on his screen? Holy shit!
yeah.
yeah. Like, yeah,
Hassan
he's
Piker six
yeah,
pack boys. He has six
yeah,
packs. You take his opinion
yeah.
seriously now. Why are you
Yeah,
taking
he's
his opinion
thankfully
seriously?
done.
He has a six pack. You
Yeah.
should take his opinion seriously.
Oh, yeah. Also, toasted. I think like I'm not sure. I've been trying to like get contact to like the Kale, but like we'll try and contact him like another time. It's been hard, but anyway, since you and I like both have like streams, I'm thinking another way to make us more popular is like maybe like not crop like cut certain aspects of the stream, maybe make them 5-10 minutes, maybe even 1 or 3 minutes long, and then like post it onto
Yeah,
our
because I
channel.
think
And
the length is a little bit of a problem for this. Like, we should try
yeah,
making our live streams like half an hour, 45.
yeah, but or
Or
we
we
could
can have
also
like
like split them into like shorter sections, since they'll probably help
Yeah.
like boost
yeah.
respective channels. Yeah, also like I have a new like idea for Invictus article. I want to title it "The White Supremacy of Cancel Culture." I've
Was
got
it
some like
article?
huh.
Is that your article?
That's what I want. I'm calling it. Like I already have like some material for it. I need to write it down though.
Okay. Yeah. I also have a Kyle Rittenhouse article as well, so I'm seeing if I can
Yeah.
write some stuff. It's just me like it's quite informal, so it's just me
Yeah.
just trying to like I'll see how
Okay.
it
Yeah.
goes
So,
down.
thanks for the live stream, Tarun.
Yeah,
Uh,
thanks, man.
always a good
Uh,
opportunity to come on.
Yeah.
yeah.
Sorry for
Yeah.
talking so much, by the way.
Yeah. And yeah. Also. Yeah. Thanks for like coming along. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks. Connor, like Rohan and Toasted. All for coming along. Like. Yeah. So. I don't know. Should we like end the stream now?
I think we can. Do we have any live chats or
Uh,
something?
Let me see comments. Who
Yeah,
cares
we have
what this
quite a
user
few people
says?
already.
Fuentes is a beta male and is sub to Trump Alpha.
Both
I
are
don't know
betas in
what.
my opinion.
Dirty Wop. Yeah, yeah, that's my like buddy like uh, with his own channel like yeah, Dirty Wop. I don't want to pronounce his last name.
I'd bet 100 grand I could KO Hasan in less than 60 seconds.
Yeah,
Oh,
as like if you could see in the comments like sub to Dirty Wop censored. Yeah, he has like done a response video to like Nick Fuentes before. He's such Fuentes is such a dolt. I might be able to do like one response video, but it'll require me like buying a certain book.
yeah. I
So
also
like
disagree with his last comment. I think Proud Boys is there's like a lot of issues with like the Proud Boys. They're like a male chauvinist group and they do like a lot of like writing and stuff. So yeah. If you're seeing this, fight me, bro. No, I'm kidding.
all right, yeah, I guess now's a good time to like end the
And the live
broadcast.
stream. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
All right, yeah, bye guys. Have a
See
nice
ya.
day and day,
Okay.
and also yeah,
Have a nice
also,
day.
I was
Yeah.
stay, and also I released my Carissa Avalon response
Yeah,
video.
your latest video is pretty good on Carissa Avalon's thoughts about tax cuts. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Okay. Bye, man.
Yeah,
See ya.
bye.